He thought it was just a lost wallet, but what she did next left him speechless. The morning sun poured golden light over the city streets, yet amidst the glow, a small act of chance was about to unfold that would change the lives of two strangers forever. Daniel's heart raced as he bent down to pick up a worn leather wallet lying on the sidewalk. It had no obvious owner in sight, just the quiet hum of traffic and distant chatter of the city. There was something about the way the wallet seemed almost abandoned, yet weighted with importance, that made him pause. He opened it carefully and peeked inside. Cash was neatly stacked in one compartment, credit cards lined up in another, and in a hidden slot, a folded photograph fell into his hands. It was a picture of a young woman smiling brightly, her eyes full of life and warmth. For a moment, Daniel felt a wave of responsibility wash over him. This wasn't just a lost wallet. It was someone's world contained in a small rectangle of leather. He could have walked away, left it to fate, but his conscience wouldn't allow it. He made a decision that seemed simple yet significant. He would find her. Before we go further, if you believe in the power of kindness and second chances, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stories like this remind us that even the smallest gestures can ripple across lives in unimaginable ways. Daniel studied the wallet carefully. Along with the photograph, there was an ID card, a couple of receipts, and a small handwritten note tucked away in the corner. Her name was Claire. He read the note over and over, noticing its uneven handwriting, a hint of urgency hidden beneath polite words. "If you find this, please, I hope it finds someone kind." Daniel couldn't help but smile softly. Somehow, he felt that line wasn't just a hope. It was a challenge, a quiet plea for goodness in the world. He spent the next few hours retracing the path where he had found the wallet. He went to cafes, shops, and street corners, asking discreet questions. Every passerby was either unaware or unhelpful, and Daniel began to wonder if he would ever succeed. Yet he couldn't give up. He had this intense, growing feeling that returning the wallet wasn't just about money. It was about restoring trust, a small piece of someone's life that had accidentally been set adrift. Finally, after a long search, Daniel found Claire at a small neighborhood bookstore. She was crouched by a shelf of old poetry books, examining a worn copy of Rumi's writings. When she noticed him approaching, her expression flickered with recognition, then confusion, and finally relief. Daniel handed her the wallet gently, as if it were a delicate artifact rather than a bundle of leather and paper. Claire's eyes welled up. She had thought the wallet lost forever. The cash inside was important, yes, but more than that, it contained memories, reminders, and personal tokens she could never replace. She thanked Daniel profusely, words tumbling out faster than her racing heartbeat could keep up with. But then, what happened next shocked everyone who witnessed it. Claire reached into her bag and pulled out a small, beautifully wrapped package. It was modest, nothing extravagant, but Daniel noticed the careful way she held it. She handed it to him with a trembling hand. "I know it's not much," she said softly, "but this is for you. You didn't just return my wallet. You returned my hope in humanity." Daniel, slightly taken aback, unwrapped the gift. Inside was a simple, hand-carved wooden charm, delicate and intricate, with the words faith and kindness etched into it. He looked up at her, unsure what to say. Claire smiled, a mix of joy and relief flooding her face. "Sometimes," she whispered, "a small act of honesty can remind someone that the world isn't always harsh." It wasn't just the gift that struck Daniel, but the story behind it. Claire explained that she had been going through a particularly difficult phase in her life. She had lost her job, struggled with bills, and recently she had been facing feelings of isolation and doubt. The wallet had been a symbol of her efforts, her savings, and her small steps toward independence. Losing it had felt like losing herself for a brief, terrifying moment. And now, through one act of selflessness, a stranger had returned more than just her belongings. He had returned her faith. As they stood outside the bookstore, the city around them seemed to fade into the background. Passers-by continued with their routines, unaware of the profound exchange taking place on the quiet sidewalk. Daniel realized that moments like this were rare. They weren't just coincidences. They were small miracles hidden in the chaos of everyday life. In the following days, their lives became subtly intertwined. Claire and Daniel kept in touch, initially through messages of gratitude and updates, and slowly through shared experiences and laughter. They discovered mutual passions for literature, music, and helping others. What started as a simple act of returning a lost wallet blossomed into a profound friendship, a connection that neither had anticipated but both deeply needed. Yet, not everything was smooth. Both of them had lives and responsibilities outside this serendipitous bond. Daniel had his demanding work schedule, and Claire was navigating the uncertainty of a new career path. There were moments of doubt, times when distance and obligation threatened to weaken their growing connection. But even then, the memory of that day, the sincerity, the vulnerability, the trust, served as a guiding light. They realized that the world, despite its struggles, had the capacity for immense kindness, and that some connections were too rare to let go. Then came the moment that truly solidified their story in the hearts of those who knew it. Claire, inspired by the incident, decided to give back in a way she never had before. She began volunteering at a local community center, helping those who had lost not just material possessions but also hope. Daniel, motivated by her courage, started a small initiative at his workplace to encourage honesty and kindness in daily interactions, from simple gestures to larger ethical decisions. Their story, which had begun with something as ordinary as a wallet, now echoed in the lives of dozens of people they touched. And the most remarkable part? It all started with a single, simple act of honesty, a willingness to do the right thing without expecting anything in return. Claire's response, unexpected yet heartfelt, proved that kindness and gratitude can inspire change far beyond the immediate moment. It reminded everyone who heard it that integrity and compassion are contagious. One small act can spark a series of events that ripple through lives in ways we cannot anticipate. Before we conclude, I want to ask you to pause for a moment. If this story touched your heart, please take a second to comment below with your thoughts, or share a moment when someone's kindness changed your life. Your words could inspire someone else to keep believing in the goodness of people. Daniel often reflected on that day. He realized that sometimes life places us in positions where we can choose to make a difference. It may seem insignificant, like picking up a wallet or holding the door open, but every gesture counts. Claire's response had changed him, reshaped his perspective, and shown him that empathy is a force stronger than any obstacle. They never anticipated the journey that would begin on that ordinary street, yet they both cherished it, aware that life's most profound moments often come disguised as chance encounters. By the end, their story had become a symbol for everyone who heard it, a reminder that even in a world that often seems hurried, harsh, and indifferent, there are moments of beauty, courage, and unspoken understanding waiting to be uncovered. And all it took was one lost wallet, a stranger willing to act, and a woman brave enough to respond with love and gratitude. This story isn't just about Daniel and Claire. It's about each of us. It's about the choices we make in fleeting moments, the impact of kindness, and the extraordinary power of ordinary people doing what's right. If this story moved you, if it reminded you of the impact you can have on someone's life, please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know in the comments how you've experienced a moment of unexpected kindness. Let's keep the ripple of hope going.